Looks like we're getting up to speed on numbers. Um, so just preface getting started here. Siddharth is going to talk about the Nefio work, and time permitting a demo, I think there will be time. I think so that we don't have to cut you short anticipating more discussions, I think we can dispense with most of the activity uh, agenda items to start out with pretty quickly. I don't know, Gabriel, do you have much you're going to add to the core? All right, I take it back. Why don't we just go ahead and stick with the agenda as it is there? And I will. I know you have a some overview to do. We'll do a short demo. There's a
Mm.
bit of business to discuss about how to perhaps create some repos or where to create some repos so that we could
Correct.
make this a part of the larger umbrella Ether package. So I think I'll just turn it over to you and you can introduce the project. And I'm going to
Yeah.
guess you want access to the screen as well.
Yeah. That's okay. I'll just put some information in the chat window itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
you don't need the screen?
if yeah, if let me share some. I can share some website and everything.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Yeah. Okay, so hi, I'm Sridhar. In this call, I'm wearing multiple hats, so please forgive me for that. I work with Linux Foundation, and I manage certain projects with the Linux Foundation. One of them is ORANSC and EB, Dent and OPI and other things. Uh, and in in my other role, I'm taking the lead on the SMO component of iOS MCN. I'll just quickly get into what that is. So I'm just let me share my screen. This is the link, iosmcn.org is the website. Just to give a quick overview of what this is, basically three organizations within India, Indian Institute of Science, IIT Delhi, and CDAC. Don't worry if you are not familiar with these organizations. Basically, these three organizations, two academia and one kind of a government entity, these three joined hands and gave a proposal to government of India telling that, hey, we will do the integration of open sources for mobile communication networks end to end, and we will try to make it more robust and make it more stable and production ready and deployment ready kind of a thing, so that Indian startups can focus more on innovation rather than integration. So that was the noble thought, and proposal was given, and Indian government funded initially a certain amount for certain years, and they said, "Hey, go ahead and showcase what you can do, and then based on that, we will, if it's good, we will support you further." Kind of. So that's when this iOS MCN decided to pick for RAN in OAI was chosen, for core SD core was chosen, and SMO we have some multiple components from ONAP, ORAN-SC, and I think that's where I'm mostly focusing on. Uh, so that's a quick summary of what iOS MCN is. If you are interested in more information, you can reach out to me. I'll just put my link or email also in the chat window. Um, so in this engagement, right, we were thinking for the FOCOM and NFO part, we want to use Nefio, and we wanted to. Over last year and a half, we have been discussing. In fact, last time when I met Larry at the Open Source One Summit in San Jose, I had proposed this one to come up with the Nefio operators, I mean Kubernetes operators, so that we can deploy complete iOS MCN solution using Nefio. At that time, OAI was there. We didn't have SD core operators at the time. So the idea was to come up with the operators for the SD core also, so that we can use Nefio to deploy complete iOS MCN solution. So this is the background information.
So
Um,
a quick question. So this is the bigger picture here is the intent of demonstrating how to integrate everything end to end so that startups can run with it.
Correct.
Um, could you, and this is a little tangential, but I'm kind of curious about the OAI aspect of that. Is the OAI RAN um, something that you would anticipate being included in a startup's business?
So that's actually a very good question. From the iOS MCN side, they've started with the OAI RAN and trying to add features to that. Some of the features that are missing, starting from the ranging from URLC and all those things. Now there are a bunch of partners within iOS MCN. You can take a look at it. I think, and some of these partners wants to take it to the commercial deployments, right? Today, iOS MCN has chosen OAI, and there are some challenges for some of these partners to take it to the commercial deployment of private 5G. Again, maybe I missed that part. This iOS MCN only focus on the private 5G part, the initial use case like mining and other use cases. So some of these partners within iOS MCN wants to take this integrated solution with OAI, SD core, and everything to commercial deployments. Uh, though they have not done yet, they have their own challenges and everything. But they're working towards to
Well, let me phrase it in a slightly different way. Are there other radios that are being also incorporated?
uh-huh.
So
Uh,
like
uh,
SRS
no,
RAN or
for,
the
for now,
open
for now,
source?
CUDU is only OAI, but they will be considering one of the potential candidates they'll be considering is what the Okudu thing if it might come up soon, maybe another 3-4 months.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't want to derail us too much there, but I was a little curious about that angle of it.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so that was the goal, and then we started this activity to SD core thing. That's when we started engaging with the GS Lab. We have Amit in the call. I think some of you might be knowing Amit already. They worked on this activity, the SD core operators thing, creating SD core operators and also the KPT packages, so that as of today from Nefio, whatever you can deploy with the free 5GS or open 5GC thing, you can also do that complete story of deploying both OAI and SD core solution similar to the other core solutions kind of, right? So that's what we want to walk through you all in the call today. What is this operators and KPT package and how do we do that, and give a quick demo if it's possible, time permits. Uh, so if you
Let's save the demo just a little bit,
yeah.
but into the question we actually have to answer about repos and so on.
Yes.
So I've added it to the notes from our correspondence. There are two repos,
Hmm.
SD core Kubernetes operators and SD core KPT packages.
Correct.
So
These are two
the connection between FEO and SD core are these two repos.
correct.
It makes a certain amount of sense to host them in the Aether project somewhere, and like we already have a notion that different people own different repos for the sake of maintenance. So that's all fine and good. Is there more to say about that general issue?
Yeah. So we discussed first with the Nefio and asked him how do they do it kind of a thing. For example, where are these operators and packages of free 5GCA or open 5GS have been maintained, and do Nefio do that? Where do we store these kind of repositories thing? So their feedback from general is it's better if SD core hosts it. Because these two, both the operators and the packages are related to SD core, it's better if they host it, and then Nefio just consumes from there. So that was kind of a general feedback from the Nefio community. They said, okay, if SD Core says no for some reason, I don't think they will say no. If they then Nefio can also accommodate these repositories, but like quite a few were of the opinion that it makes sense for I don't know, OMIC project or which of these organization, GitHub organization is the right place to host these two repos that I'm showing in my screen. So we have these as private for now. We want to make these two repos public and put it in, if possible, if SD Core can accommodate, these two repositories can go there. It's public.
So I just kind of throwing out for general discussion here on this. Would Gabriel, for example, would you see this potentially as maybe you need to see more information in the demo? Perfectly fine to postpone this, but would you see this homed in the OMEC project org, or would it be homed in more the base of Aether?
I don't have that much context on how these two repos work. Probably depends on what exactly they do. If we can better understand what exactly they do, that we can, either put them on the OMIC project or we can put them on the Open Networking Lab.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, because it depends on where they fit better and see who is going to maintain them, right? Because it's not just about moving the projects, but it's about maintaining them
Correct.
and keeping them up to date. I think it would be better to have if we can get to the demo, so we can have a better understanding of how they
Good.
work.
Yeah,
Together, and
that's a good comment. So why don't we go ahead and do that?
Yeah. So just before that, I just want to answer Gabriel's comment. iOS MCN would like to come forward and say that we will maintain that. That's what I mentioned in the request itself. If you can provide us, we will ensure to put some resources who will keep it active and keep it contributing and add a few things to it as and when we make progress there. Because iOS MCN is an active project. Whatever we want to do, we want to put it in upstream so that iOS MCN is ready to maintain that thing. Anyway,
Mhm.
I will now stop. Sorry.
Sorry, just one interruption. Larry, uh, having the nephew doesn't mean that we still are gonna keep the Ether on ramp, or is nephew kind of replacing Ether on ramp?
No, I know it's another option, and we
Yeah.
need to add. I mean, in my mind, it's not unlike at all what we're doing with what Canonical is doing. They happen to maintain the repos in their own remote place as opposed to
Right.
part of Ether. We could maybe mirror them, but the point is, on-ramp now becomes one of many. It might be the default, but it's one of many ways that you can, entry points into using Ether.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
cool, thanks.
Yeah. So even I see that this is a third way of doing it. I mean, I don't know, maybe the fourth way. The on-ramp, the Juju, and this vanilla Kubernetes operators.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just going to take some notes in here so we have this recorded. Um,
Oh, okay. Then I will hand it over to Amit to describe more about this and do a quick overview of it. Amit?
Yes. Hi, good morning, all. Larry and I think Timon is a long
good
time.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me share. I will just start with the overview.
I mean, can we, maybe quite a few know already, you already, maybe you can introduce also for those who know, don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So myself, Amit Wankede. I have been part of the GS Lab since I think 10 years back, and I have been a part of the telecom journey of the GS Lab, which was started with the OMIC, which was the open source 4G core that was actually developed with GS Lab and has been contributed to this ONF repository. Also, I was a part of the Ether journey as well. So I was a contributor in Ether as well, the Rock project. I handled multiple modules, the Ethernet box as well. So that's all I can have. I have been part of the SD Core 5G evaluation, like the free 5G core, what we use as a base of it. So I was a part of the investigation as well. We have evaluated multiple cores at that time, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's all the
Yeah.
journey is. So now
So,
GSTAB is named as a new realm. So I'm
Yeah,
also
thanks. Yeah, that's
yeah.
so we are very, IOSMC is very thankful to Amit and his team for this work. Really appreciate the work, Amit.
Yeah. So I started with SD Core 4G nephew operator, and now I think this is the similar work I got it from. See that? So okay, should I start with the presentation?
Just a quick,
please
yeah.
do.
Okay. Wow, why can't I share it? Oh. Sorry, just a minute. I can't share my.
We could see it on the screen there for a second.
Yeah, but it was not the presentation.
Oh,
What is this? Built-in display. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'll start with the agenda first. So I will little bit touch base with the Nephew, what Nephew is, and then I will jump into the SD core, what work we have done. So is it fine with the agenda? Like, I'm not
Yep.
sure everybody's
Yeah,
familiar with
so
it.
I think we have maybe 20 minutes for this and a demo
Correct.
at this
That's what.
point. Yeah, that should be okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, so Nephew, this is another project from the Linux Foundation. So I was initially part of the investigation of this project, which is basically targets the intent-based automation, where the intent is nothing but what you want, right? And it will let you automate everything. Like you declare an intent in any form. So right now it's kind of in Kubernetes word is kind of a CRD part. So where you declare your intent, what you want, and this Nephew platform basically validates intent and basically makes sure whatever the intent you declare, it will make sure it is deployed and validated, okay, and monitor. And whenever there is a change, then it will just monitor for it and updates whatever is required is. So this is specifically designed for the network stuff, network automation stuff. So that's the overview of it. So intent can be anything. Right now it's YAML-based CRDs, but later on with the Gen AI tools and everything, right? The intent can be anything like human readable form, like I want to deploy this certain network functions, or it also allows you to basically create the infrastructure as well, right? So there has been a lot of challenge with the infrastructure provisioning and the network provisioning, right? So this project allows you to automate each and every part, like starting from the infrastructure automation to network deployment, and then what are the core element we need, right? So this is the crux of it. We'll just quickly touch base on the goals of it. So basically the Nephew goals are, it needs to provide the career grade, simple, it's an open source project. So everything seamless, like simple and open source. And the main curves of it is it uses the Kubernetes as a single consistent control plane. Like for example, if you do the telecom deployment, right? There are multiple elements like the infrastructure provisioning. They use mostly people use different tools, right? Then the network automation, there will be different set of tools. And then there is a package deployment or core deployment, right? There will be different tools they likely use, right? And this project basically uses the Kubernetes itself to automate each and every level, like from starting from the infrastructure to network to the core component. So it's all managed consistently using the Kubernetes semantics, right? Okay, the next it's true cloud native, intent-based, multi-cloud, multi-vendor. And as I mentioned, using the Gen AI and conversational AI, right? You can declare your intent in your own form. Okay, so that's the next set of the things is. So I will just go through the one of the important points is Kubernetes as a single control plane. So this is the main crux of this project actually. So it uses basically the Kubernetes platform itself to automate each and every part, like starting with the cloud infrastructure, then the Kubernetes infrastructure, like the network automation and the configuration also, and the network function as well. Okay. Any questions at this point of time? We'll just take a pause here on the Nephew side.
Well, just to be clear,
Yeah.
so a CRD would normally be used in conjunction with Kubernetes, but in this case, you have a CRD that's used to specify how you want to get VMs from the cloud as well.
Yes.
Everything is viewed, it's through the Kubernetes lens. Okay.
Correct. So it does support it, like from infrastructure provision, like how the cluster you want, like what kind of support you want in Kubernetes cluster, how do you want to create this Kubernetes cluster, that also getting automated here.
Sorry, quick question. So here the CRDs are the custom resource definitions, or is
Yes,
something else? Yeah, okay.
it's the same custom resource definition. At this point of time, that's yeah.
Oh, okay. So, but in this case, does it mean that you are kind of relying on Helm for the deployment, or?
No, no. I
Okay.
will just go through the next slide. It has all the packaging tools
Oh,
that
okay.
it uses. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Okay.
the point I mentioned, highlight this slide is the O2 interface. It does support this O2 interface for management and the deployment part of it. So that's the intention of it. So everything will be automated. There will be open APIs. So through APIs, you can do each and every layer of the automation front. Okay. So this is the slide, what you mentioned, like it uses the POSH and KPT packaging. This is a Kubernetes packaging tool, and it uses the POSH. I think it's on the POSH is actually, KPT is a CLI for package management, and the POSH is the component running inside the Kubernetes cluster, which actually validates the intent and allow you to manage the packages there. It also uses the config sync. It's a GitOps mechanism. This is again analogous to what Google has a config sync service, right? Plate management, which is a GitOps tool here. So okay. So this is the component I'm showing. It's for a single VM kind of a deployment where we deploy Docker, we deploy kind, basically kind for managing the clusters. So there will be a management cluster which creates the regional and edge cluster for the demonstration purpose. So right now it's kind, but it can be switched to any other. But at this point of time, I think that's the only supported stuff. But Nefio is also supporting bring your own Kubernetes stuff. I haven't tried personally, but there is a support already there. It also supports CNIs, whatever is required for the telecom related deployments, right? That's all is supported in build. Okay. For the demonstration purpose, it uses the Git as a Git repository here. So right now I'm using the same one, but we can switch into any other Git repository. So for GitHub mechanism. Any question here, Bill?
So just to be clear, what you're describing, walking through right here, everything Nefio and SD core related is going to be deployed within Kubernetes running inside of Docker.
Yes.
Inside of VM. Okay.
Yeah. So I will show you the architecture. It is similar to what we have. Okay. Okay, so this is the slide, like the Aether deployment, right? We do basically the central deployment where we deploy the control component, and on the edge cluster we deploy the UPF and basically the data plane component. Similarly, here in this Nefio cluster, like there will be a regional cluster which is nothing but our central cloud cluster, where we deployed the control component of it, like the MF, SMF, and what are the network functions control component. And on the edge side, there will be like the UPF and whatever the edge component you want. The similar architecture. So right now, it uses the kind to create the regional cluster as well as the edge cluster. Okay, and it does the automation of this networking. So right now it uses the Nokia vSwitch for networking purpose, like connecting to the edge to the regional cluster. So that's the same module for the POC, the way Nefio works currently. So that we have used the same one. Okay, we have used the SD Core 5G version 1.4 release here, and the Nefio R4 release. That's the latest release what we have. We have created operator for MF, SMF, and UPF only. Because those are the network functions are important and where the networking part is really important, right? So they support the telecom interfaces, right? The same has been implemented here. For rest of the network functions like ASF and RF, we just simply converted this hem chart to the templates, and we are just packaged as a control plane component, where all this the above the network function like ASF, MongoDB, and all that stuff as getting installed as a template only. Okay. For MF, SMF, and UPF, there will be operator. install in each cluster. Any question here?
Nope, go ahead.
So this is how this works basically. So there will be a Nefio cluster, which is again, it uses the kind cluster to create a Nefio cluster, which is a management cluster. And through that, when we provide the CRDs, basically the YAML templates, it will allow you to create multiple clusters. So like we create a regional cluster with whatever the defined elements we want. Then we can create a multiple edge cluster like edge 1, edge 2. And then on top of this cluster, we can define what components you want to install. Like on the regional cluster, you want control plane, you just have the packages, get the packages and install those particular packages there. And on the edge side, if you want UPF, then you install the UPF. But for installing the UPF, there will be operator required. So first, you install the SD code operator there, and then just define the YAML for the UPF, and you can deploy the UPF itself here. So this is like a, you can imagine 3 or 4, I would say here. The Nefio cluster is one Kubernetes cluster with the control plane. And then there will be a regional cluster, which is a separate Kubernetes cluster. And then there will be a separate edge cluster. So in all, if you see in this diagram, 1, 2, 3, 4, there will be 4 Kubernetes cluster in the single VM right now. Or you can deploy it in a various different way.
Just out of curiosity, could you lump everything into one cluster?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. In one?
If one
Cluster.
server. So just going back to sort of Ether in a box sort of general notion, could you do?
Yes. It's the
Okay.
same thing. Because of the time crunch, I just install
Yeah, that's fine. I just was
single VM. I will show you multiple clusters, the kind clusters, and I will show the deployment, how it looks like. Because of the time constraint, I won't do the deployment, but I will show you how this looks like.
Yeah, single
Uh,
is also possible.
Yeah, I will just share. I will show you the deployment, how it looks like. Are you able to see my screen? Oh, no.
Yes.
The terminal?
Yeah, we
Yes.
see the terminal. We do, and then it flashes back to the.
Yeah, actually, I'm when I'm clicking. Okay,
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay, so basically, whatever the repository is being shown, Sridhar shown you, right? So right now it's why it is going out. Wow, I don't know why it's jumping out. Let me reshare it, maybe. Is it fine now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, wow. I don't know what is happening.
Very strange. I've not seen anything.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also first time I'm seeing it. It's like this. Okay. If I click it only, I will show. Okay. Wow. Okay, so you will see.
How about leaving the mouse in the middle of the screen and just typing? I don't know if leaving the
Yeah, I
screen.
don't know what is happening here.
The demo gods are not being nice to you.
Okay. Okay, so in the near view, I will show you the kind gate clusters. So you will see. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So there are multiple clusters. Like there is a kind cluster, which is basically the management cluster for the Nefio. It install all the management required components like the Gitia, Flux system, the CAPI system, backend system, and the NFIO controller. Okay, so this is a control cluster. Then there are regional clusters, and then there are edge clusters. So right now, what we did is I just install all these components in the regional cluster right now. So it does support the edge deployment as well, but since Sridhar wanted a single cluster deployment for the demonstration purpose, maybe, so I just install all these components in the regional cluster only. So I'll just switch on to the regional cluster. So all these components are getting installed here inside the SD Core 5G repository. There is an operator as well in the, just a minute. So this is a completely, sorry about that. So all this regional component are getting installed in the SD Core 5G CP namespace. And then there is a UPF, and then there is a URANSing we use for testing purpose. And this is how we show you the IPs here. So this UE got this IP 6060.01, and I can still ping the gateway of it, like 10.0.0.1. Oh, it was pinging. Why it is? Okay, yeah, it does ping. Okay. So the way we deploy it, I couldn't demonstrate the whole flow of it because but because I wanted a cute demo of how it looks like. Okay, so these clusters, and then I wanted to show the operator, and so these are all the pods getting installed. Then there is a, so we have used the operator here, and this operator basically install all these network functions like the AMF, SMF, and the UPF as well. So that's all I have for a quick demonstration purpose. But if you want the complete deployment flow, I think it's better to have a separate call for this because it takes a time to provision all these clusters and then deploying all these packages. So entirely, it's like more than 20 minutes because of the cluster deployment. It varies. The deployment time varies.
So going back to the two repos, the operator, where is, let me call it the master Nefio config.
Yes.
That's in the operator repo. What I'm
Yes.
thinking about is in terms of someone comes along and they start with what you have, but then they want to start changing it because they want to change the configuration.
Correct.
They
Correct.
start making modifications to the operator repo, I would assume.
No, so operator is written for basically, are you able to see my screen here?
Yeah.
So I can't click.
So maybe you're saying that the operator repo and the package repo are relatively stable. As a user, I would need to know Nefio and start making changes there. Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
Why it is, okay. I don't know what is happening. Okay. So, so operator is just for UPF and AMF and SMF for all the controlling purpose.
Right.
And this packages basically you can use, these are basically the templates, right? So whatever the changes you want to make, you change the packages maybe, or you can use the KPT CLI to modify it.
Yeah.
What is happening here?
Strange. So Larry,
It's strange.
you're right. You have to modify the packages. Mostly the operators will not remain. They will not. We don't have to touch it unless we want.
Don't have to touch it in very rare cases.
Yeah.
We want,
So
right?
it's the packages that I would be, I'm kind of picturing the story you would tell a user that came along, and you would say Nefio is an option for deploying Ether. You can, if you look in this package repo, you can find an example of a deployment.
Yeah.
And it would be having filled out value. I would think of them as values, filling out a template there, maybe.
Correct. So we'll be submitting a how-to guide also, similar to how the other core have submitted in Nefio. So within Nefio, there'll be an how-to guide and how to use this operators and packages.
Got it.
Yeah, we have three guides, the user guide, we have a developer guide, as well as the troubleshooting guide.
So you're going to have to, the entry point to this, you'll come to this from wanting to use Nefio.
Yeah.
I mean, from an Aether point of view, we could say Nefio is an option, go read their documentation. And as
Right.
you do that, you'll find out that you get linked back to Aether because there's some Aether specific pieces. I
Exactly.
think I see how that would work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just using Juju as a second example because it's nice to have examples. There's an entry point that Canonical provides to come in, and this is how it works. In that case, they don't have any repos host inside of Aether. They keep their charms in their own repos.
Yes.
But that's that's a detail.
Yeah. But this is the main aim of Manifio is intent based, right? So you can declare whatever you want, right? And then that's the feature ready, right? In case the CIDs will go off, right? You can manually say, I want to deploy this UPF, right? So that kind of workflow is enabled by this framework platform.
So I'd like to hear from the others. My high level first impression here is that this probably belongs in the Open Networking Lab / the umbrella Aether repos org, as opposed to buried inside of OMAC project, but which is more pure, just the core. And everything that manipulates the core to instantiate and using different techniques is in the other, but that would be my kind of a high level take on it. But that's for the TST to figure out. Are there other questions?
Now, this basically relies on kind clusters, right? So, and how challenging, difficult may be to use kind of like, I don't know, we typically use Rancher for these kind of deployments. How easy would be to do some, this deployment on something like Rancher?
Sorry, you mean to say like instead of kind,
Yeah.
you want to use Rancher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I tried this question with the Nefio community earlier, but Rancher is, as far as I know, it's not supported yet. But they are working on bring your own Kubernetes stuff. With that, there is a possibility to use the Rancher as well.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I would see this as just a departure point that there's greater ambition. They've got one example worked out now, more to come.
If I may add,
Yeah.
If I may add, Nefio, the latest R5 release, which they have released recently, they have brought in support for bare metal operators also. So you can create clusters on your host machine directly without using a kind cluster, and you should be able to deploy your workloads on the bare metal cluster. That is in their R5 latest release, they brought in the support.
Okay.
If you look up on the Nefio website, the latest release notes for R5, you will see that they have brought in the bare metal cluster support.
Yeah, and
Okay,
I would think this is the maintainers of these repos would be responsible for, as there are new capabilities added to Nefio, that they bring them along in the SD core specific repos.
Then a couple questions. One is, there is this the configuration for the control plane entities that are not AMF and SMF. You mentioned that that information is directly passed as templates, right?
Yes,
Um,
currently,
is
yeah.
that can you show me where that information is stored?
In the packages. I will just show you. Just a minute. Let me open that package and then I'll show it.
So we're going to need to go on to the rest of the agenda, and I can imagine quite a few questions here. Would there be any way that we could get a look at your private repos, get a forked copy, just to get a better sense of what is and isn't there?
Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see your screen now.
Yes. So
Okay.
something like this, we have for AOSF,
Okay.
right? The config map, deployment service. Those
Mm-hmm.
are the templates right now. But for packages, oops, again, I don't know what's going on.
Maybe I can share and walk through that, show that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, but as Larry mentioned, probably we can, if there is an alternative for us to kind of take a closer look into that, or maybe later have another look into this, that would be good. So we can finalize. Okay, that is.
Yeah. So under SD core package, we have these three, right? Other than that, the
Uh-huh.
remaining are the CPR here, and each of them can configure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Larry, for your question, if you can share some GitHub IDs for whom you want to access, so that they can take a look at the private repo first before it goes public, and say, hey, this is okay for you to put it in public. Then we'd be
Yeah,
happy.
I think that's probably the next step. And I think
Yeah.
we kind of have a sense of everything now. That'll
Correct.
should be
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
So that you can go through this repo and say, hey, this is all okay. Then we will start adding those licenses, whatever you are comfortable with those licenses. Currently, we're just sticking to whatever SD core publishes with. So, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that won't be an issue. All right, so we
Yeah.
may have a couple minutes left over to come back, but I think the action item here is to take a closer look at the repos, and I think it's also related to that, figure out how to talk about it and point to where to find different things in the documentation. So with that, thank you very much, and we'll continue this. Let's return to the rest of the agenda here in the last 15 minutes. I don't think we'll have a problem here, but so I guess I could go ahead and share this, since I typically share the agenda. SD core.
Yeah, from the SD core, there is kind of two main tasks that we have been kind of doing. One that is basically led by the canonical team about replacing the gRPC communication between the NFs and the web console. Most of that is already completed. AMF, we just merged it this morning. SMF, we are in the process of reviewing the final version, so it's fairly close to gonna be merged. The PCF is also open as a draft. Those are the only three things that were pending. It's already open as a draft, and then we need just to remove the gRPC server from the web console. So it's about to be completed. So again, we are pretty close to finalize this task. And then we will have migrated from again a gRPC based communication to REST based communication. And then on the other side, the second task, which is basically what I have been primarily kind of working on. I made several modifications into the AMF to properly handle a non-3GPP traffic. That's also merged today, so it was gonna Ajay kind of review it in the morning, over the weekend, and also in the morning. We merged that. What else? And then we have been just keep updating any new PRs from the Dependabot, to keep all dependencies up to date. After this 3 PRs get merged: SMF, PCF, and gRPC. We need to follow up with the iOS team to ask them to rebase their PRs for the support of multiple DNNs. Yeah, so as soon as we finish this, we can go back to the iOS team and try to kind of work with them on merging the PRs that they have for the support of multiple DNNs. And then on the other side, from on-ramp, as part of the work that we are doing, I reported the SRS run to kind of support multiple instances. That's a work that Suresh did. And he also had opened a PR for the supporting multiple OAI instances with on-ramp. Everything looked good on that side. So that PR is also about to get be merged. That's for now, I think, what we have. I don't know whether I see that Gislan is here, so probably I don't know if there's any further update.
Yeah. So we have some update from Canonical that we have to give. I think Guillaume is here. So
So thank you. I'll share my update. So quite an important news I'm here to share today from Canonical, and we're talking about the core. So I think it's the right time to discuss it. So we will be concluding our involvement in the Aether community. We will be ending our contributions to the project as of August 15th. So that's in a bit more than a week, maybe 2 weeks. Maybe for broader context, we're dismantling our telco engineering team, and the team members will be moved to different parts of the company and working with other projects and other open source communities. We will stop our involvement with Aether, but also with OAI and other telco-related open source projects. So between now and August 15, our goal will be to complete everything that we've started, and to support as much as we can, and making sure that we go for a smooth transition, right? We're midway inside of the more than midway, but inside of the gRPC and NF config project. We really want to complete this before we go. We want to hopefully leave in a clean way, in a working system. That's the big news. So I also, since I'm here, I also wanted to say thank you. Thank you for collaborating with us. Thank you for the support over the past 2 years now. We've been focusing on making SD core more reliable, more secure, easier to deploy. I think we've done a good job in that area. So thank you very much, and I can answer any question you have for now.
Well, you have definitely been had a positive impact on SD core. Sorry to hear that's going to be ending. And thank you also for bringing what you've been working on here to completion.
Goes without saying that on my side, I will also resign from my position on the TST effective next after the next meeting, as I won't have the time to join the meetings after that. So let me know, Larry, if I need to send something more official than that. I will leave my position on the TST also.
Okay, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, I want to thank you, the Canonical team. They have been doing wonderful contributions lately, and have been very kind of pleasant to work with them, even though been kind of back and forth or so. It has been a nice experience. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, let me also reiterate, thank you. It's been a pleasure as well, and thanks for communicating with us when you're going through this transition right now as well. We really appreciate that, and good luck to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Let's see. So, Ujan, I see you're on. Do you have anything to add for SD-RAN?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, so just quick update. I came back from Korea last week. Basically, the reason why I visit there is to meet the SDRAN engineering team, and we discussed some agendas, mostly to open the 5G cells and SDRAN controllers on their side, I mean in Korea. So we almost completed it. We deployed SDRAN controller there. We deployed OAI 5G RAN stack there. I mean the ONF OAI RAN stack there, and it was opened. I mean open. Well, it opened the cell, and the remaining part for us is just to test the data plane with 5G dongle right now. So we are doing right now. There are some sort of blockers, but we are breaking one by one. So probably I think this week or next week we can finally announce that the first SDRAN 5G cell is running in Korea. So that is one update. And the other part is, well, it's slowly progressing, but I keep updating the ONOS E2T to detach the atomics and enhancing the ONOS API as well. So it's slowly progressing right now. But I would like to deliver it for the next release.
So back to what exactly is it that you said was writing? Was I hearing right? That you have a 5G small cell integrated with SDRAN?
Correct. Yes. So well, basically the first goal is to open the open the 5G cell with the OAI and
Okay.
SDR device. Yeah. Like what
So
we did
it's the
for
OAI
Proton.
5G is now integrated.
OAI 5G RAN stack. Yes, that is ONF OAI RAN stack.
Right. Okay, thanks. Anything else?
It's not the upstream OAI, it's a ONF OAI, right?
Yeah, ONF OAI. Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for the upstream OAI.
Oh yeah. That is the next step. Yeah, right. That is the next step. So once we get the working setup, then I will try to integrate the official upstream OAI 5G RAN stack into the SDRAN. That is the next step. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's left on here we didn't mention is that I just put it under ONRAP. The AR blueprints continue to be a work in progress. So hopefully keep inching that along. And I think that covers everything on here. And just to tidy up the end of the NEFIO, nothing officially decided today, but we're going to take a closer look and take it offline, and in 2 weeks maybe be able to report back what we discovered and have a recommendation for the next step.
Right. So I'll wait for GitHub IDs from you, Larry.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay.